Hey there, I'm Colin Gray from thepodcasthost.com and I'm going to take you through our best microphones for podcasting purposes. So I've got a few with me here and I'm going to talk to you about a few others that we talk about in this article that's associated as well. If you want to find that article, just go to thepodcasthost.com/mics, as in M-I-C-S. So when we talk about best microphones, we tend to go with three tiers. We've got the sort of budget, beginner level, we've got intermediate, and then we've got the pro ones. Now, we don't tend to recommend the pro microphones to just about anybody starting out in podcasting. So it tends to be a choice between those budget entry level ones and the next tier up, which is maybe $100+. I would say the budget ones are under $100 and the higher tier, intermediate, are above $100. So I'm going to go through a few here. So the first one that we often talk about is the Samson Q2u. This is by Samson, of course, S-A-M-S-O-N. Samson, great company, do a lot of good podcasting kit, and they do this excellent microphone here. Now, the best thing about this is, and it's equivalent to the ATR 2100, which you've probably heard mentioned elsewhere, but the best thing about it is that you have XLR and USB on this. So you can start off really simply with this, just using the USB, plug it in the bottom, into your laptop, into your mobile phone, into your tablet, whatever it is, and you can record with this. But this grows with you if you get better kit. So if you get, say, a Zoom H6 or a Zoom H5 digital recorder, you can plug it in with XLR and the mic will sound even better. Now it comes with the stand, great little mic, only about £50, $50 last time I checked, so great budget level, and actually sounds really good. In fact, that's it here. So we record most of our episodes of Podcraft on a Samson Q2u these days. We used to record them on the MXL 990. So the MXL 990 is a condenser microphone. Difference is dynamic microphones don't need power, a bit less sensitive, don't pick up as much background noise. Condenser mics need phantom power, so they need more pro kit. XLR only, so they're kind of professional level mics, and they tend to pick up a lot more, so a much more rich voice, better sound for pro recording, but on the other hand, they pick up a lot of the background noise. So if you're not in a treated room, like this one for example, then they don't sound great. So that's the one that we used to use because we're in the studio here, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend that to you because you need a decent place to record, really quiet, well-treated booth to record with something like this. But if you want something like that, you want a condenser mic, you want to upgrade, get something like a mixer, Yamaha MG10 we use in the studio here, plug it in with this, or the Zoom H5, you can see one hidden off in the corner here, then you can plug the condenser mic into that. So that is an option as well, and that's mentioned in our Best Podcast Microphones article. That's in a higher level. The other popular one, of course, is this, the Blue Yeti. So this is a white version, but different from the grey one you often see. The Blue Yeti is a funny one because it's higher tier, so about $100, £100 or so as well. Does sound a bit better. It's an arguable one. So I actually think that the Q2u sounds about as good as the Yeti. But the Yeti has a few advantages in that it's got a few more settings. You know, there's a few more, you've got gain right on the microphone here. There's a few different pickup patterns on the back of the Yeti as well. So you can actually set it to pick up two people standing in front of each other. So you can record two people on the same mic. Not an ideal setup, but if you need to do that, then you can set it to that pattern. You can make it omnidirectional, you can make it just for one person, cut out a bit of the background noise. So there's a few more options on the Yeti. It's a decent mic. It's a mute as well. And it comes with a stand, not to be disregarded to be honest, because otherwise you have to buy a stand like this, or any kind of stand, a microphone stand to mount the Q2u. So that's an extra cost. Suddenly the cost is jumping up a little bit, maybe closer to the price of the Yeti. So the Yeti is a popular choice among podcasters. You get some people, sort of more snobby audio people that talk it down, but you know, when anything becomes popular, somebody talks it down. So we think the Yeti's decent though. It's a good choice. Now, the mics that I'll mention that aren't here, we don't actually have any in the studio right now, but the next level up come from Rode, so R-O-D-E. Now, Rode make a range of mics, really good stuff, like really professional kit, but also the Rode Smart Lavs, which are one of our most recommended podcast microphones because it just plugs into your smartphone. Plug your Rode Smart Lav straight in, lavalier mic clips onto your shirt, and then you can just record a podcast really simply and really easy. No worries about mic technique or anything like that. So Rode have that entry level one, but they also have their pro levels that are meant to go on a mount like this. And in fact, the Rode PS1 boom arm is right behind me here as well. So that's their professional level microphone stand, and they're designed to work with, well, they work with any mic, but they'll work well as well with their Pro mics, which are the Rode Procaster and the Rode Podcaster. So the Rode Podcaster is a USB mic, USB only, plugs into your laptop, good for Skype calls, good for recording straight into your computer, any way that you want to do it that way, but obviously just one person in person, so you can only plug one of those USB mics in. If you want to go multiple people, more pro kit, you've got the Rode Procaster. Now that's XLR, that's this XLR connection that I mentioned on the top of the mic. 3-pin XLR, Pro version, that's the Pro kit. And the Procaster, the Rode Procaster, works with that. So you could plug 2 of them into a Zoom H5, for example, or 4 into a Zoom H6 if you want to go for multiple people setups. So the Procaster is a good choice if you want to step up that audio quality. It's about £150, about $150, so a fair bit more in budget, but the quality does jump up pretty significantly at that point. But you do need the other kit too. Similarly, the Podcaster, about the same price. I think last time I saw it was about $120, £120. Again, a good step up in terms of audio quality, but you know, it's a good mic, but arguable how much better it is than the good old Samson Q2u or the Blue Yeti. But the Blue Yeti's up in their price, so I would almost say go for the Procaster over the Yeti because it's only a wee jump up. I think it's a better quality mic. So that's the range that we tend to recommend most often because really that's all you need for podcasting. The next level up, that pro level, it's too expensive. The quality improvements just aren't really worth it. You're talking about things like the Heil PR40, often recommended. Great sounding mic, but it's $300 odd. I don't think it sounds that much better than a Q2u, a Rode Procaster, Rode Podcaster, any of those. Not worth the money for me as a podcaster. Maybe if you're in a music studio, you want really perfect sounding, you know, vocals or something, you can really take advantage of it because of the other kit you've got, like the mixer, the recorder, that kind of stuff. Maybe then it's worth it, but not otherwise. Same with the Shure SM7B, so that's a great mic as well, really pro level mic. Great sounding thing, but again, you need a really good environment for it. You need to have treated room, soundproofed room even, perfect other kit to capture it as well, like great cables, great mixer, great recorder, all of that stuff. So leave the pro level mics until, you know, you're a couple of hundred episodes in, making a good bit of money out of your podcast. You can justify it because it's your job now. That's when you can actually justify the money. So I think start with the Q2u. It's a great mic. We still use it. We've been up to the top level mics. We've tried them all out. We come back to the Q2u because it's robust bit of kit, almost impossible to break. We can use it for USB and XLR if we need to go out and about to record. It's a great sounding thing. And they're always around. So yeah, they're easy to buy a bunch of them because they're a bit lower budget as well, so we can record lots of people. So yeah, Q2u to start it with. If you do want a wee upgrade with a stand, make things easy, Blue Yeti is quite good as well. And if you want to go that kind of pro level without the really big budget, then the Rode range, either the Procaster or the Podcaster. So I hope that's given you a better idea of what you're looking for in a podcast microphone. If you want the roundup in text and see all the other ones we mentioned, nip over to thepodcasthost.com/mics, MICS /mics, and you'll see our full roundup there. And you can get linked off to all the products there.